It was a place where he could enjoy the quiet and peace he had created. This little problem just made him smile. Everything was alright. Jinwoo looked at the 4 bullies, and they all tripped over something they couldn't see as they walked to the back of the classroom. They fell down with a thump. Under Jinwoo's foot. Baru watched them fall and then looked back at Jinwoo. "My king." Jinwoo said he only did it to be funny, and if it was funny then it was okay. Just then, a teacher walked into the room and saw the boys sitting on the floor, looking embarrassed. Jinwoo sat back down as he watched his teacher look confused. That's how his second time in high school began. Ding, dong. From the youngest kids who still liked being held by their parents to the older teachers who were almost finished with their jobs, the sound of the bell made everyone feel good. Most of Jinwoo's classmates were so happy, they looked like they might jump for joy. Even Jinwoo seemed happier. "Don't stay out too late with your friends. Please come home early, okay? Okay." The boys called out playfully, and the girls chimed in with higher voices as the classroom quickly became empty. Jinwoo took his time on purpose. He was packing his bag, when he saw Young-gil walking toward him slowly. Jinwoo stopped what he was doing, when Young-gil carefully asked, I am going to walk toward Gigamart. Are you going that way too?" It seemed like Young-gil wanted to walk with him. Jinwoo smiled. A small nice thing he had done, a long time ago might lead to a friendship. But Jinwoo gently shook his head. "Me too, but I have plans today."
"Oh."
Young-gil looked disappointed. Jinwoo lightly touched his shoulder. "Let's go." They walked out of the building together. "What? The track team?" Young-gil sounded very surprised. Jinwoo nodded. Yes, Jinwoo picked this school instead of the one near his house, because it was the only school around here with a track team. Young-gil tilted his head when he heard the news. Was Jinwoo good at running? He had only known Jinwoo for about a month. He remembered Jinwoo being good at video games, but he didn't remember Jinwoo being especially good at gym class or other sports. Young-gil remembered that Jinwoo usually took things calmly. You do need to be good at sports to be on a school track team though. Young-gil followed Jinwoo because he was worried about him. Jinwoo walked across the field toward where the track team was stretching. What's this? The track team thought the 2 new students would walk by, or go somewhere else. So they were surprised when Jinwoo and Young-gil walked right up to them. One of the bigger older students stepped forward. "What's up with you two?" Jinwoo quickly noticed how the team was acting, and said with a smile, "I want to join the track team." The older boy was Taebuon Choi, and he led the track team. He looked down at Jinwoo and the smaller boy behind him, who looked worried. "You want to join the team?" "Yes, both of you." When Jinwoo looked back, Young-gil shook his head. "No, just me." The others began to come closer to hear what was happening. "So what's going on?" "Does he want to try out for the team?" "He's the first freshman to ever come onto the team like this. That kid is really brave." Taewon rubbed the back of his neck and looked Jinwoo up and down. "Are you a student athlete?" "No, I'm not." "Did you run track in middle school?" Even though Jinwoo had run after creatures in another world, that didn't really count as track and field experience. He simply shook his head. "No, I have not." Before this, the older students seemed willing to accept a new member, but now their expressions became serious. A 9th grader who had never run track before suddenly wanted to join the team. Was he really thinking high school track would be simple? Just then an older student who got angry easily spoke up. "If you've never done this before, why do you want to try out for the team?" Jinwoo gave a straightforward answer. "Because I want to find someone at the track and field meets." Even though she would be in middle school, she was likely skilled enough to participate in some local competitions. She used to be a great runner, but she stopped to become a hunter. That meant Jinwoo would probably see her at track meets with middle and high school runners. He thought this was a good way to get to know her without getting in the way of her life. But the older students didn't seem to like his plan. Track and field competitions. Chugong, a kid who got angry easily, glared at him. He thought Jinwoo was making fun of the track team and had been too mean. But before he could yell at the 2 younger students and tell them to leave, Taemoon smiled and let Jinwoo join. "Okay." Gushik looked at Taemoon surprised. "What?" Taemoon looked at Gushik and told him to wait. He pointed to a boy with glasses stretching far away. "Do you see that kid?" Jinwoo nodded. "Yes, he's a new player on the team and not very fast." You should be able to run faster than him if you want to make the team. But that wasn't true. Jinwoo had already thought about the older student's skills before Taewon finished speaking. Jinwoo quietly laughed. The student looked thin, but his legs were very strong. He also seemed very sure of himself. Jinwoo noticed things like how steadily he breathed, and how he stood up straight. These showed Jinwoo that he was a really good athlete. These older students were trying to make fun of Jinwoo, but Jinwoo saw what they were doing and just laughed. Gushik understood what Taewon was trying to do and felt relieved. That's right, you want to be in competitions, don't you? This test should be easy if you want to join the team. Jinwoo didn't like Gushik's smug look, but he acted like he did. So is he really a backup player? I promise. The other team members tried not to laugh at how serious Taewon sounded. It wasn't exactly a lie, but he only became a backup after hurting his ankle during winter practice. He placed third in a local race last year. This meant he was a backup runner, and not one of the best, especially since he had been injured and needed time to recover. Jinwoo happily told Taewon, who was being a little tricky. Okay, I will try. Jinwoo believed what Taewon said. The team was excited. This boy couldn't even name the third-place winner of the local contest, but he wanted to join them. Taewon especially had a hard time not laughing, as he made a deal with Jinwoo in front of everyone. It's more fun with a challenge. So if you win, you can join the team, but if you lose, you have to clean the team's locker room, and do our laundry for a month. Okay, that sounds fair. Jinwoo Youngul tried to tell Jinwoo not to agree, but Jinwoo said he would be fine. Let's see how long he can keep smiling. Taewon thought. He turned to a teammate and said, Sunjin, can you run a lap? Sunjin Woo, the best runner on the team, finished warming up and stood up straight. Sure, no problem. He took off his glasses, and gave them to a teammate. His eyes focused and determined. Jinwoo gave his jacket and bag to Youngul as he looked at Sunjin. The track team was eager to show the new students what they could do, but Jinwoo was figuring out how fast he needed to run to really impress them.
Are you ready, new students?
Yes, what about you, Sangin? Ready. Jinwoo and Sangin stood next to each other at the starting line. Jinwoo got ready to move quickly, prepared for a fight. Sangin stood like a runner in a race. The other team members laughed at Jinwoo's stance. What is he doing? Someone asked. Is he really trying out for the team? Another wondered. He was new to track and didn't know much about running. Jinwoo didn't pay attention to what people were saying and took deep breaths to calm down. Ready? Tivlong yelled to start the race.
Go! Mr. Park!
Are you feeling better? Oh, yes. Kissel Park, a teacher known for being strict, gave a short answer and quickly walked past his coworkers in the hallway. Looking upset, he couldn't believe he had looked silly in front of everyone. He thought maybe he had imagined it. Kissel felt upset, maybe because he hadn't eaten breakfast. He went into the teacher's lounge to get away from students who seemed to be laughing at him. He let out a long breath. He really wanted a cigarette. Kissel put one in his mouth and went to stand by the window. He looked down at the track field while lighting a cigarette. His eyes grew wide when he saw something, and he quickly crouched down and leaned against the wall. What was that? Why was he running around the track with the team? Just then the track coach came into the room and saw Mr. Park. Mr. Park. The coach ran over to help him up, thinking he wasn't feeling well again. Are you okay? Are you sure you don't need to see a doctor? I'm okay. I just felt a little dizzy. Kissel didn't think it was a big deal and asked, so why is Jinwoo Sung running with the track team? Oh, is that student's name Jinwoo Sung? The coach chuckled as he looked past Kissel out the window. It seems he wanted to be part of the team. They couldn't say no, 'cause he's a really good player, so they decided to see how long he could keep going. Keep going? Yes, he's run around the track 20 times already. Just watching him made me tired. So I came over here. Sports and teams are hard work. It felt good to use up all that energy. Kissel was thinking a lot. Jinwoo, who Kissel thought was always causing problems, was really trying to join a sports team to help himself focus. Maybe Kissel had been wrong about him, and there was definitely no way someone could have monsters following them around. Jinwoo just wanted to be a regular student and find a place where he belonged, maybe on a sports team or in a club. It was silly to think he'd imagine someone like that, causing trouble with monsters or ghosts. The venomous snake felt embarrassed about thinking that way. Kissel stood up straighter and laughed a little. He realized he needed to look at Jinwoo without making any assumptions. That should fix the problem. The coach looked at Kiesel with worry because his feelings seemed to be changing quickly. Mr. Park. Yes, I feel better now. I don't feel like I might fall over anymore. Oh, that's good to hear. Kiesel carefully turned around as the coach took his hand away. It was a sunny spring day, and Jin-woo ran quickly around the track, sweating. It seemed impossible to dislike him. Kiesel saw that Jin-woo was easily running ahead of the tired members of the track team. This morning was certainly something special. Suddenly, everything below them grew dark, and a huge army of shadowy creatures appeared. His legs almost buckled, but he clenched his teeth and stood firm. This isn't real, I must be imagining things. Just then, the huge ant leading the soldiers in black armor looked at Kizul and opened its mouth wide. Scree. By rate, Kizul fell backward and lost consciousness. After seeing what Baru did, Igris nudged the ant with his elbow. I told you not to do that. Cree, I guess that human can really see us. Baru rubbed his head, confused, and then quickly touched his forehead to the ground, even before his master told him to. It was late at night, and Detective Jin Chul Woo and the new officer were eating dinner at a restaurant that served grilled organ meats. They had been talking and laughing a lot, so everyone felt more relaxed and started sharing things more easily. The newest officer especially was speaking more openly than usual. Detective Woo, are you still working on the cases where the criminals came to the police themselves? What was he trying to ask now? Jinchul felt a headache starting as he kept drinking without speaking. The new detective continued asking questions calmly. That day you saw something, didn't you? What day? Jinchul pretended he didn't understand. But the new detective chuckled. Come on, Detective Wu, you know exactly what I mean. You really did see something. The day that criminal vanished. Didn't you? This new detective had a knack for surprising people. It was a good quality for solving cases. Jinchul thought back to when he first became a detective and chuckled softly. What if I did? Really? The young detective seemed to wake up and focus completely on Jinchul, his eyes wide with interest. He was closer in age to someone in college than to someone who had worked a regular job for a long time. That's probably why he asked to join the team that investigated serious crimes. The job didn't pay much, and it meant a lot of work. Jinchul usually didn't talk about things like this, but maybe it was because he'd had something to drink, or maybe he just really wanted to talk to someone. It was a giant ant creature. The new officer had trouble swallowing and Jinchul could hear it from across the table. I'm not even sure what I actually saw that day. They looked very small to me. Ant monsters. Did you see giant ants? Well, they were ants, but just then a man who had been drinking walked up and stopped. Did those ant monsters have people's bodies with ant heads? Jinchul and the new officer turned to look at the man. People say things become clearer after a rainstorm. People can become closer after disagreeing, but the connection built through hard work and shared effort is very strong. 1-2, 1-2. The morning fog covered the field as the track team counted steps to keep a steady pace. Are you doing okay, Jinwoo? Jinwoo answered from beside the team captain, Taewong. You know it. Awesome. 1-2, 1-2. Taezuong ran faster and shouted as loud as he could. Our goal is to be the best in Korea. Our goal is to be the best in his teammates. Didn't finish saying the cheer, Captain. Didn't we want to win the local competition? No way, that's too small a goal for our new star player. Again. Our goal is number 1 in Korea. Number 1 in Korea. Number 1 in Korea. Number 1 in Korea. The captain looked at Songin, who was running right behind him. Songin, are you crying? No, Captain. You're the best of the second years. Don't be weak, even though the team's best player changed. We can't be number 1 in Korea without you. I will do my best, Captain. Great. Number 1 in Korea. 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 Young girl who joined the track team with Jinwoo was having trouble keeping up with the other runners. He was getting very pale quickly. Huff, huff, huff. Jinwoo made a sound hearing Youngel breathe so heavily. He had told Youngel to join the team to get stronger and his friend agreed, but it looked like he might faint soon. However, the older students were very enthusiastic about training, so it would be hard for Youngel to rest for much longer. Jinwoo had to collect some magical energy at his fingertips and send it to Youngel. The magical energy floated on the wind like tiny seeds and went into Youngel's nose and mouth. The energy quickly made him feel stronger and helped him last longer, move faster and heal quickly. It was like a gift of extra strength from Jin Woo to his friend, because Jin Woo had been a very powerful figure in another world. The gift was really effective.
Huh?
What? Young Gil's eyes grew big after breathing in the energy. What is happening? My body. It feels like it's on fire. Veins popped out on Young Gil's legs as he pushed hard against the ground. Tap, tap. Young Gil started to move past the older kids in front of him. Wow, he quickly moved ahead of everyone. What? Tattoo Wong was amazed by Young Gil's sudden burst of speed. That new player is doing really well. Come on, team. We can't let someone so new win against us. Yes, Captain. Okay, Captain. Run faster and catch up to the new player. Let's go. 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 Yeah, Jinwoo was a little worried. He might have helped Young Gil too much, but the whole track team was playing great that day. As Kasol greeted students at the main gate, he also watched the track team from far away. They had been practicing hard all morning. Even though he was worried, Jinwoo seemed to be getting along well with the team and wasn't causing any problems. The principal told Kasol this morning that the track coach had said Jinwoo was behaving. The coach told me you've been watching out for Jinwoo. Oh yes, that's right. We appreciate you helping keep him out of trouble. I know I can depend on you. Oh, Kisil felt embarrassed. Every time he had looked at Jinwoo, he had fallen or passed out. Now the principal was praising him, and he wished he could disappear. He didn't want to look at Jinwoo. Even though the principal thought so much of him, that's why he had drunk a lot, and talked to people he didn't usually talk to. Why did I do that? Kisil felt upset whenever he remembered that night. A few days ago he went to a strange restaurant because he felt really stressed. That's where those bug monsters. Did they have people's bodies with ant heads? When Jinshul and the new guy looked at him, Kisu suddenly felt much more awake. Oh, what am I even saying? I'm sorry. I had too much to drink. Please excuse me. Kisal politely bowed to the two men, and started to walk back to his table. But Jinshul stopped him. Wait a minute, sir. By the time Kisal turned around, his face was red, and Jinshul had already pulled up a chair next to him. This bug creature. Can you tell us more about it? Who would Kisal tell about seeing strange things near one student? Maybe a doctor who studies the mind. Most parents probably wouldn't be happy to learn their child's teacher was getting help from a counselor. Mr. Kisal had kept this private for a long time, but he finally told Jinshul about it, and started to cry. He said he taught many students who were naturally popular and charming, but he wouldn't share this personal information with just anyone. He immediately felt relieved after talking about it. He felt like he could finally understand what was happening. So why were two detectives like you talking about monsters in a place like this? Jinshul looked at the new detective before starting to explain, but he didn't share what had happened to him personally. The people in charge told us to investigate, but it was difficult to find clues. It felt like I was trying anything to find a solution. Jinshul got a card from his jacket pocket. I would like to visit the school to help with the investigation. Is that okay with you? Yes, of course. We will be happy to help in any way we can. Please come by any time. Even though everyone finished their drinks and seemed happy, Kizul wondered if he had caused trouble for nothing. What would a student even have to do with criminals giving themselves up to the police? Especially not a boy who practiced so hard with his team early in the morning. Kizul was afraid to really look at Jinwoo, worried he might notice something odd again. He glanced at the student now and then, but quickly looked away. Finally he spoke to another teacher near the school entrance. Mr. Yoon, I'm sorry, but I don't feel well. I had too much to drink last night. Mr. Yoon laughed and said nothing more. You don't need to say you're sorry, Mr. Park. Please go inside and rest. I can handle things from here. Okay, thank you. Kisol looked at Jinwoo one last time before walking into the school. Until then, Jinwoo hadn't paid much attention to Kisol, but he finally looked over at him. Jinwoo had noticed the teacher watching him, and he knew he couldn't ignore it. Bellion spoke quietly to Jinwoo from the shadows. My lord, shouldn't we remove that man's memories and make him unable to see? When Jinwoo came back from the other world, the messenger from the powerful beings had warned him. Even a small amount of the Shadow Monarch's strength could cause big problems in this world. So Jinwoo had tried not to get involved with people unless he really had to. Not yet, let's watch him for a little while longer. Yes sir, he said. Jinwoo looked at the door Kiesel had gone through, then turned around. The members of the track team waved for him to come with them to the locker room. Jinshul stopped a few times in front of the school's main gate. A week ago he received an unexpected clue at a strange restaurant. Since then many thoughts filled his mind. He could ignore what the teacher said. But when two different events seemed to have something in common, it could be a big step forward in the case. People committing crimes after seeing strange creatures, and a teacher who can see those creatures near a student. It was a strange connection, so he felt they might be related. His main worry was how to talk to the student. He didn't want to just believe what the teacher said, and start talking about monsters without a reason. But he also knew he wouldn't find anything out if he didn't ask clear questions. Do you know anything about a shadowy creature?